Okay, introductions number 46. Let's take a look, see what we have here. So, here's the topic. In some societies, more and more people choose to live on their own. What are the reasons? Why? Is it a positive or a negative trend? Two-part question. So, we'll take a look. Let me just put the changes on. Oh, okay. So, first of all, what do we need for our introduction? Well, sentence 1, we need to paraphrase. Then we need to briefly answer the question or questions. Now, I was looking in the group yesterday, and indeed this morning, there was one or two, people adding some sentences that were not included in the topic, like a generalization. It is a controversial topic. There's been much debate recently, all this kind of thing, when in fact it doesn't say anything about that in the topic. So you want to avoid those kind of introductions, background, where it's not included. Add nothing, omit nothing. That's the best way to think about it. So, some paraphrasing first. Let's just have a quick look. In some societies, some parts of the world, more than more, on the rise, increasingly, etc. Make a decision, choose choice, live life on their own, alone. The reason why I mention this is because I keep seeing people using or attempting to use some phrases and synonyms that do not work. They're not interchangeable with what you're trying to change. So be very careful in your paraphrasing. If in doubt, change the word form if you can't think of any particular synonyms or phrases that you can use. Then answer the question. I know it says reasons, but you can say the main reason. If you think there's only one, you can do that. You don't have to write reasons. The main reason here, as we will argue, privacy. If you live alone, you can do as you like. It doesn't matter. Nobody can see. So, okay. And also, is it good or bad? I think it's good because of comfort. So, let's have a look at my introduction, then we'll take a look at yours. The number of people living alone in some parts of the world is on the rise. Okay. The main reason why these people make this decision, in my view, living alone affords plenty of privacy. I believe this is a positive trend, and it can be more comforting than living with others. Okay, there we go. Let's look at yours. I think we've got 10. 10. 10. So, try and get through these. An increasing number of people prefer to live alone in some societies. That's good. A growing pressure on these individuals that from busy lifestyle that some cities make. That's a bit confusing. Could result in such tendency, or tendencies. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to mean. So pressure, a growing pressure on these. So, this is because living in a big city leads to a hectic life and pressure, but I'm not sure what that would have to do with living alone. You know, I mean, if you share the house with your husband, wife, girlfriend, but family, grandparents, you're still under pressure if you live in a city from a busy lifestyle. So I'm not really sure what that has to do with preferring to live alone. We'd have to wait and see for the rest of the essay. In my opinion, this might be a positive trend. Well, is it or isn't it? Since solitude is highly beneficial to self-development. Sounds interesting. Again, we'd have to wait. I don't know why might. It either is or it is not. Okay. There are communities. What's all the punctuation in which the number of people who decide to live companionless? Is this supposed to mean alone? That's not very natural as a synonym. Are you companion? It's like, are you by yourself tonight? Yes, I'm companionless. Well, you say, no, I'm alone. You wouldn't say that. From my perspective, this is not unexpected. Why is it not unexpected? we'd have to wait and see, but it's not unexpected, all right. And although it might not be completely beneficial for the public, well, who said anything about it? It just says, it doesn't say who it's, it just says, is it a positive or a negative trend? It doesn't say who it's good or bad for. It can be constructive for the individuals. Well, okay. Doesn't really lay things out in the way that the reader might like. There's lots of things that we don't know. Yeah, we'd have to wait for the essay, but okay. In recent years, most people, where does it say most? It doesn't say that, it says some. In recent years, most people prefer to live alone. This rate is far higher in developed countries. Where does it say that? Where does it say that? It says more and more, not most, and it doesn't say where. It simply says in some societies. Okay. In my idea, you mean in my view, in my opinion. This trend has both negative and positive aspects. Well, why make it harder? Why not just say, yes, it's good, no, it's bad? So this introduction doesn't really tell the reader a great deal about where the essay is going. It's pretty short. It doesn't really say that in the topic. So, okay. Nowadays, living alone, again, where does it say that? Where does it say that? I don't see it in the topic. Don't see it. It doesn't say where. Has become a trend. In some communities, many people, particularly young people, prefer to live alone instead of with a... Right. This is what you want to put in your body paragraph, not your introduction. Your introduction, you simply restate the topic. According to some, X is Y, Y is Z, blah, blah, blah. It has been said, blah, blah, blah. I think because X, Y, that's what you do for your introduction. Anything else, any additional details or information or supporting evidence, ideas needs to be in your body paragraph, not your introduction. I think freedom and fighting, could be attributed to youth's preferences. No idea what that means. I believe this trend could help adults in some. No idea what this means. I've got a very, very vague sense of what you're talking about, but really, that's not clear at all. No idea really what you are talking about. Could be attributed to use, freedom of fighting? Oh, no. Okay. Every year, there's a brief bulge. Mortgages. Where does it say this? Where does it say that in the topic? You tell me, because I can't see it. Recent inquiries collected by the grassroots. Who? Hey? What does that mean? Indulgent, independent, any tough trouble, No idea what this is talking about. No idea what this is talking about at all. No idea. It's not restating the topic. It's not answering the question. Naive, have to come back to earth. What's that got to do with anything? Sorry, son, that doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. All you need to do, paraphrase the topic, briefly answer the questions. So it doesn't say that, and brief bulge, that's not even good in terms of collocation. Recent inquiries collected by the grassroots. That's not good either in terms of collocation. So, no. Sorry, that doesn't quite work. All I have to do, again, restate the topic, answer the questions. That's it. Being alone, that's not the same as living alone. Not the same. Not the same. Has gained growing popularity. Several reasons. Are you planning to tell me what they are? No. In my opinion, this attitude has deleterious effects on society. So it's a negative, but how? Why? So that doesn't really tell me a great deal. There's some reasons, maybe you'll tell me in the essay, but it's having a deleterious. That's far too strong a word. So it's not a good thing. It's having a negative effect. Are you planning to tell me what that is? Okay, no. Nowadays, in the most of developed, right. And it doesn't say developed countries. It doesn't say that. Oh. Nowadays, in most, I'll change it to what I think the author means. In most developed countries, people want to live alone. Okay, but it doesn't actually say that. It doesn't say that. In my view, it has advantages and disadvantages for their what? That's a possessive. For their what? I think this is common more than more all over the world because people want more freedom. Okay, well, that doesn't really answer the question either. It doesn't really answer. It's kind of hints at the topic. It answers, so you're going to be talking presumably about freedom, some advantages and disadvantages, but it's not clear what they might be. Okay. In many, make their own living means when you are making a living, that's what you do in terms of a job. I make my living as a teacher. So it doesn't mean living alone. No, it means something else entirely. It doesn't mean what you think it means. Some reasons for this trend, people are getting smarter. What's that got to do with living alone? With not living with your husband or your girlfriend or your wife or your family? What's that got to do with that? And technology progress, you mean technological as an adjective, progress intervenes in their daily. What's that got to do with living alone? So the trend is a positive one, okay, but there's some vague reasons that I'm not clear about at all. Okay, I'll continue. The examiner is going to do the same as I do. He or she, they're not going to be spending hours trying to decode what you're trying to say. If they don't understand it, they're going to mark it accordingly. It is mentioned, or it has been said, that the trend towards living independently has arisen. Do you mean increased? Among people. Well, among some people. In my opinion, several, again, empty words, several reasons, such as, and it is believed. By whom? By you? It's asking, what do you think? Not what does someone else think? It's asking for your opinion. So I believe it is a negative development, because why? So you've paraphrased the topic, but you've not really answered the questions, not as such. Extremely vague. There's some reasons that I'm not going to tell you, but it is a negative thing because of some other reason. Okay. According to some people, living... Now, lonely and alone, not the same thing. I suggest you take a look at a dictionary. Not the same thing at all. Living alone has become popular these days. I think it depends on people's personality. Okay, in my opinion, it is a negative trend because it keeps people away from family gatherings, and after a while, there is no relationship together. Okay, so we paraphrase the topic. personality, presumably you'll expand on that in paragraph 2. And it's a bad thing because it keeps people away and it breaks up family relationships, as far as I can see. So, okay, that's more straightforward than this one, where you don't really answer the questions. Yeah, and this one here, you know, you want to avoid these because it doesn't really tell any, it doesn't really tell the reader anything. It just doesn't. So, okay, I'll call that quits for the time being. Not too bad, not too bad. So, what shall I say? In summary, watch your paraphrasing. Don't add anything like it's a controversial topic. Get straight to the point. Don't write empty sentences. There are some reasons which I will elaborate in this essay. Don't do that kind of nonsense. It tells the reader absolutely nothing. Simply answer the questions in brief, and you will be fine. So, very good. We'll post another topic, and I'll see you for episode 47. And in a minute, once I finish this, I'm going to assess the complete essay of the draw for this topic. I don't know who it is yet. I haven't looked, but don't forget what we are doing. Now, we're going to post a topic. Everybody can, write an introduction. I can't assess every introduction, so we choose 10. I assess those. If I've got time, I may make some general comments in the channel, in the group, on Telegram. And out of those introductions, we will at random choose a winner, invite them to write a complete essay, which I will then assess, correct, and score. So that's what's coming after this. So, if you want to take part, join us on Telegram, IELTS9PRO, or you can find us on IELTS9.PRO, that's the website, and be a member, subscribe, write your introduction, and maybe your essay will be assessed. So I'll see you next time.